shit.
He's modded the Wii.
Yeah, you can basically play any game you want on it.
What's the fucking point of that?
So it doesn't
I'd rather do
have
the
to buy
opposite.
it.
Oh, what? I mean, I'd rather play Wii games on other consoles. Because those controls are stupid. They're diggity dumb dog, dumb as hell. Thing is, I didn't even go to uni on Monday. I was just playing Mario. It's so much time. So easily streamed. But I found.
Yeah, because you didn't either, did you?
No.
I was like, oh, I guess you didn't find the time.
Well, no, I did have the time. I just didn't. I didn't want to. Like Monday morning. I was like, I don't really want this morning. I'd probably just not. Have to do it. I'd rather not have to do something. When I could not do something that I'm or whatever. Monkey, you ever going to explain this tiny men bit thing that you do? I don't understand.
We hit the funny number the other day.
I know.
And then we soared past it. But still,
Soared past it.
Yeah.
Flying colours. I've got to admit, I don't. It's too many of you. It's too many of you. Fuck off.
Getting out of hand.
But I don't know. It's like it feels like we didn't. I mean, I guess it's been 2 weeks since we hit 400. That's when the anniversary stream day. Leave that. Yes. Because actually, it feels. Personally, it feels a lot longer ago than that.
Is that mini event though, or like very soon to be?
It will be tomorrow.
Right.
And there'll be room to breathe again.
There ain't any fucking room to breathe. I can't bring myself to load the game up anymore.
Get ready!
I'm just staring at it.
You can say some gay shit like that.
Management is sending you in personally for this one, team. Someone is trying to extract information on Hoxies, and we can't have that.
Yeah.
Get in there and find that data vault. When you do, wreck the place.
Maybe if there's a bit more like
nailed down.
hype going on around it, you know, actual like stuff and things. But until then, I can't bring I can't be asked to play it. I have no reason to. And I'm not particularly enjoying playing it more than other games. So yeah, it's like an egg.
Like Uno.
Uno.
We
You know
I
the
was
drill.
gonna say at Christmas, but I was just around my nan's just the other day, and they have
Who's you
a
found on this?
London train line
Uno.
game, which is
Oh.
like essentially Uno. It's
Monopoly.
like basically it is like all the stations in London, and then all of the lines that they are like central line and it'll be like train line, and you can only play like the station that's on that line. And then so it's a bit like Uno, you have to connect them and stuff like that. And they have like the same kind of Uno funky ones, like path goes the other way, person skips a turn, throw all your cards in and reshuffle them, which is by far the worst fucking thing ever. It's the worst card, like. Sucking egg.
There wasn't Uno that had like that thing that shot cards at you.
I
Of course you fucking did.
Well, we asked for Uno, and I got that. And then like a year later, Mitchell, asked the normal ones. I think they now have both. But yeah, I have the card shooting one, and it's a right pain in the ass because wherever I put it, it goes off. Like if I put it under stuff, it like presses it and then it will go off. But if I put it on stuff, it'll accidentally have something touch it and it'll just flow cards everywhere.
Lovely. Lovely. Oh,
Who knows? I
mean, I've been able to play Deep Rock less recently. That's how I have to word it.
Yeah.
Like, the other way around.
You'll never not want to play the game, but I think the closest you're going to get is wanting to play other games more often.
That's happened a little bit, which makes perfect sense. When you think about it, it's actually pretty late. Very late, in fact. I will still feel wrong if I haven't played Deep Rock at some point during the day. So I don't know what that means. Probably nothing. Nothing wrong.
Watch me fly.
Do that.
I guess I finally got to the part in Wolfenstein where I hadn't got to yet, and I realised that the last time I played, not the last time I didn't actually get very far. The first time I played it, I got quite far in, and I didn't realise I basically got right up to before, like, the third act, I think. Actually, no, not the third act necessarily, but right before things got really interesting. That's why I wanted to play that more, and also Halo Infinite a little bit.
Good God.
No more than is like valid to play, which is once you've done all the weekly challenges. So yeah, but as per usual, Halo community is awful. Free for Free is awful. Microsoft is also awful. And
A winning combination.
there are no. This is very, very much so a losing combination. Dwarf addiction. I don't have a dwarf addiction. That's something else entirely. I think Tyler's got that. I think. No, actually.
What? I don't have a dwarf addiction. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I like dwarves. Whenever they appear in things, like
what?
literally anything. It's just
What else
like,
do they even
dwarf.
appear
I'm
in?
like, yeah.
Oh my god, they're not that strong, are they?
What?
I'm not giving you live commentary.
Roscoe, you are the best.
Alright.
Wait,
Fair
yes
enough.
I am, but it's not. Everyone else can see.
Where do all these minerals go?
That's fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, whatever.
The stream moderator.
A dwarf. Well, it's because I like fantasy as a genre, right? It's definitely my favorite of the lot. Like sci-fi.
I feel like fantasy and sci-fi sort of they've got to be something else, right? They're not genres at this point, are they?
I think
At this point, I mean, they were probably a long time ago already not really genres or too broad to be like fantasy without any other elaboration isn't really a genre anymore. That's too broad.
The issue is how would you
there's too much in the different
sci-fi,
there's too much in the different sections now.
with the sci-fi, you could definitely try and break it down. You could definitely do like space, right? Like space. You can't really say that in wide, but like space fantasy, right? And that would be like the Halo Infinite and all that kind of stuff.
Halo Infinite specifically.
Well, it's because that's what I'm looking at. But
I mean, Halo Infinite is definitely a fantasy.
Jackhammer in place.
I wish it was.
not quite real. Yeah, but then I don't. Yeah, there's other. But I don't know how you would put like the Tolkien or any on other things like that. Like the elves, dwarves, orcs magic. I don't know what you would call that in a simple term.
I don't think it's medieval fantasy. I think no, it's not. It's definitely not. Game of Thrones is medieval fantasy in that it's a like.
Does it even have magic in that?
Kind of. There are definitely differences between the two.
Is it just as much as that as there's like dragons and that barely?
And then like you could have something like Chronicles of Narnia, which is probably something like fairy tale fantasy. I don't know. Or where it's this kind of thing where they go from the real world into magical world.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big
genre.
As in, it should be its own genre. That's how it should be now. I learn when they have dwarfs at the function. I don't know what a function is. It's an event.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's always like, yeah, because they're always units, right? Like in all depictions, they're always like studs, like, and I'll be out the gate here. These are just
I'm going to hell.
Matters, really. But like, it is like the dwarves are even like Giga Chance, and they're like just as big as everyone else, but they're like as wide as a normal dwarf, and they're just fucking, dwarves. Or at the very least, they're like small little guys that like get horny over like, technology and like
over technology.
Craftsmanship. And like that's a thing.
Isn't that just us?
What?
Well, that description you just gave the dwarves.
Us being you and me, or humanity?
You and me.
We got horny over technology. What?
Little men. You get horny over technology.
I don't get horny over technology.
This is a. Actually, no. I might not ask that question.
That did not sound like it was going to be a question.
No, I was going to say this is going to be a weird question.
Right.
Which was going to be. So this is not me asking it, just me saying what I was going to say. Now, family, it is not the morning where we are. Do not assume that it is the morning because it's the morning for you. Sorry. Good morning. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon.
What I was going to say, what I was going to ask was, has anything made you horny that it shouldn't?
Depends.
Something that's not sexual, I mean, actually.
Well, it's pretty hard.
Or not human related.
To find something
as well.
as not sexual.
Or not like anything that's meant to be that. Like something like a car. Something.
Is this an example based on something you've thought? If you seen a nice like Mercedes or something, and you start to get a bit
actually no, but but industrial sabotage does not get mutators. I feel like people sort of noticed this now. Someone brought it up on Reddit, and like, yeah, I actually know what you mean. So there's something.
Yeah.
Well, it felt like there was something going on, but I feel like there's no denying it now.
I don't think they. I don't think they quite. I don't think they quite get how that makes it even worse. Right, that's what makes industrial sabotage feel even more samey. Is that there's literally no modifiers. The mission cannot be modified. Like the only variation in that mission is the biome it's in. Right. That's literally it, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Also, have you ever seen a bulk detonator in one of those missions?
Yes.
Alright. Mission. Fucking up that bit.
You know what you can't get though. You know what you can't get. You can't get cave leeches or brood nexuses or spitball infectors.
What?
Industrial sabotage.
Aren't you cave leech and the robot appendage having you?
But you can still get Crassuses. Crassus detonators. They still allow for that.
It's just like
fucked up.
Like,
that's what it is.
It is literally. It is just such a fundamentally terrible idea that I feel like they would have learned from.
You,
Right,
I thought you were about to say
caught up.
fundamentally terrible mission, but I don't. I mean, you didn't say that, and I wouldn't say that. But there's some really bad ideas going on with it.
Well, yeah,
They
they
done what they should do. Yeah, still.
the worst idea that definitely occurred probably really early on, which is the main reason why no one likes this game mode, was the decision to have it be outside of the loop, right? In that they thought that a mission should be treated like that, and it would be fine.
Well, that was the starting place, and that was bad for a while. But they could have changed it
No,
more than they did.
like
They tried, but they didn't actually go all the way. We know that now.
Fundamentally, they didn't add it to the game to be part of the normal pool. Therefore, it will never truly fit. It will never truly belong, especially if it can't have mutators. It can't have normal enemies to spawn in, right? And it forces, robots, which is always going to be something. It's just wrong for the game. And the issue is that there is so little they can really do about it at this point because it's so fundamentally fucking ruined that they would either have to go back to making it its own thing, taking it out of the pool, which I doubt they're going to do, or remove it. Like, otherwise, it is going to make the game worse because it's there. Because it's in the game and it's going to be getting in people's way.
I guess I don't. No, I don't mind that we're talking about this again. Just acknowledging we are talking about this again, but that is because even though technically we haven't confirmed it, you would kind of need someone to data mine or them to say it. But this is basically confirmed now that this thing that it can't have mutators, and by mutators we mean both anomalies and warnings. By the way, I mean, I'd love to play a Live of Age Outbreak Industrial Sabotage, just see what it's like. But
The issue is there's only one of them ever, right?
If they're not, no, there can be two. There's always two actually.
Oh.
I think there's a minimum. I think there's a minimum of two of every mission type anyway.
Molly is on the way.
But they either need to rework it or they need to actually revert it. And by that I mean the reversion should actually be 100% if they do that. As in, they should revert all the changes that they made to the mission itself, even. Because if they revert it, that means okay, maybe that you can keep that. You can keep that. But by reverting it, I do mean like that means obviously out of assignments, which means you would take it 100% back to how it used to be. That includes all the changes that made it better. By the way,
so it made it more like
it should just be if they can't actually change it properly, they should just turn it into a time capsule for season 1 instead. And at the moment it's not. It's just a halfway house. It's just an annoying mission instead of something else. Which it could either be something else, or they'd have to really like go in and rework it again, or properly rework it, I guess. Otherwise, it's just stuck in limbo.
That's it.
Which it is at the moment.
And the thing is I would do the same thing for like the Escort Duty, right?
Hold on, I want to bring this up because it's actually important. Bean Dip said that I remember one of the deep dives, Industrial Sabotage had low oxygen and it sucked. Well, that's because, as far as we know, and I think it was either Revan or Monkey who told us this about how it changes in deep dives, because it has a deep dive version of it that's even tighter, and that which to allow for mutators, I guess. Because deep dive missions need to have mutators, which means that they did it. They did the work already, but that version isn't the version that we play in normal. At least the one that shows up on the mission board or the map. So what's that all about, eh? What's that all about, eh? What's that?
I feel quite alive.
What is it? The boss killed me. I just resurrected and killed him. That was so funny.
You suck. Yeah, well, oh yeah, we know that robots are affected by regenerative bugs, but that's from.
Yeah,
I guess that's quite a few times when you can encounter them. Regenerative bugs, not a massive. You would need to be playing mission with regenerative bugs and get something that spawns robots, or double warning
I called for
of
the
the
missile.
presence and regenerative bugs. I mean, it's not like the caretaker would regenerate. Not in danger of that. Unless it does. I can imagine.
Make another
It'd be like the
You can't
Call-Lock.
imagine.
It could send out healing, like drones.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It would have like a little thing that you would have to destroy that heals it.
Yeah. See?
Heads up, your location
Very
is about
smart.
to get hammered by meteor shower.
right now. Busted a first turret. Five monsters.
Bust a move.
Buster Rocket, like Buster World War II.
Bidoosh.
Flares recharging.
Yo, I know that we have a dedicated hater on the Reddit. Because I know this because what? What?
When the damn bugs start to feel like
What?
family.
It's when I
they'll
shared
quit.
Yesterday's video.
One more
I literally 2 minutes later,
anniversary
it
Management
went
will
down
be
to
paid.
0,
Performance
which means it'd been
bonus
downvoted.
activated.
2 minutes.
I mean, all it
Oh,
really
they
takes
watched
is
the video.
someone that's on new, which is like
But
probably 100
well, no, it's
people
either a
every
Bow. Well, the thing is,
30
it's either a
minutes.
Bow Vision hater or a Dankshine hater. I don't know what's worse. I don't-
They might just hate people posting their videos to the thing anyway.
Well, they can go and they can die. Maybe it's Monkey.
I
Is it you?
deleted Reddit.
Oh my god. You're better than me.
The only thing I would look at on Reddit is DRG.
A bullet in the face.
Oh right, I actually just forgot what I was using.
Be gone.
No, I haven't forgot. I just didn't register what I was using at all from right from the start of the mission. When I found changing the amount of power stations is always a pretty obvious thing to do. Wasn't there something? Wasn't there a reason why they couldn't do that though, or something?
You what?
Like change the number of power stations. That's like an obvious way
I don't know if
to
it's a
differentiate the
reason,
complexities.
like, gameplay wise, but they definitely they didn't want to change that flow of the mission. That was something
Well,
that
that's
they
dumb. Because the problem is the flow. That's probably the problem most people have with it. The flow of the mission is what,
Yeah.
well, rather the lack of flow, considering depending on what you define flow as. It barely has a flow. There's a conveyor belt more than anything. That's the part needed to change. I don't know why. I mean, it's hard to imagine them just sticking with it because they're stubborn. Because I mean, they could, but it can't. It wouldn't be because they actually believe it's that good. They just don't like the idea of changing it that
issue
much.
is it's definitely going to come a point in time where that game mode will become the
It is
biggest
here.
issue that the community has with the game. It already almost is.
I
Like,
think it might be right now, actually.
Come here.
but people
There's
are
other
only going to
issues.
get more and more sick of it.
It's like it's the only one. It's one of the only
You shouldn't need
Flaws.
precious minerals. It would get you killed.
really at the moment.
Get this home safe.
One of the only
will you,
problems
Molly?
with the game itself. That's kind of unavoidable.
Ow.
or at least no one disagrees with really. Some people do,
Down it goes.
and they're not helpful.
Flares up.
Fair enough. Yeah.
The data vault is
We'll get them next time.
field. It must be shut down before we can gain access. You need to find the power stations powering it and disable them.
Do you think it will be fine if they did just slap mutators on it, and that would? But like the
It
problem
would definitely
is,
make it slightly better.
they don't seem to just try things. You know, like because that's got to be like that. Surely, I mean, maybe there's more to it than I think, but surely that's just like a toggle. Like okay, let it have mutators. It's mutators, and they can just see how it goes for a little bit. They're already like running a dangerous experiment by leaving it as it is. Why not just be sort of frivolous with it and try random things and see how we can make of it? If it's as simple as just saying it can have mutators, then do it and just see what happens.
Well, I think that's definitely there's a place and time for
But
that.
they seem
and
to
that is
always
the,
wait and always do too much as well, instead of just trying a simple thing and see how it goes, instead of like coming up with a grand solution and not doing anything in between.
But the what's it? Before a season comes out, this the experimental time, right? That would be a very good point in time to do that. But obviously they're too busy, dealing with the things they actually want to add into the game. So if at any point in time they, are toning it down a little bit, they could try and use that time, if they have it, to fix that, or at least try to fix it, right? Because it is just kind of factually bad.
Molly is on the
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if it is or isn't. If
It
a
is,
vast
isn't it?
majority
Yeah.
of the player base
really go for a
hates
cold
it,
brew right
then
now.
it shouldn't. It needs fixing, right?
yeah.
Like it legitimately doesn't matter if it is factually good, and whether or not all the devs like it. If 90% of the player base, and I do not think that is an exaggeration, dislikes that game mode,
I don't think it is.
and yet they're
I think
forced
that's
to
a very
play it.
reasonable number actually to say, because I don't think more than 10% of the player population like it. I don't think all 90% of those people hate it, but I think that's the right number to use. To be honest, I don't think you're wrong. Probably is around that. Lethal enemies and sniper turret one-shots you. Well, no. Because lethal enemies only affects melee damage. So shredders would be awful. I think the appendages as well. Actually, because that's the thing. Never seen that before. Because obviously you can face shredders with lethal enemies because you can still counter them in various ways. But no, never the caretaker itself. That hasn't happened yet. No one's encountered that before. Can't. I mean, actually, no. I guess you can because of the deep dive thing. But deep dives aren't that popular either. Really. I mean, actually, are they or are they not? I don't know anymore. I know you don't like them. I know I don't really care. But
Die like your mother dead.
I think it's like
people talk about them
10%
quite a
of
bit.
people don't like them. If that, probably 5 to 1%. And
I don't know.
50%
I
of people
don't.
actively like
I don't
it.
think many people
So,
like deep dives
Consider this. Legal
that much.
speaking is more
If you do,
Lights up, eh?
What?
like, there's a lot of people that constantly do deep dives, and are fine with it and enjoy it.
Constantly.
Well, I mean, speedrunners first of all,
Oh, well,
they would
those-
do it as many times as they need to. But obviously, I mean, whenever there is one.
A season themed around fixing stuff. Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen.
They don't think that there's that much stuff, and I hardly think there's that much stuff.
There isn't, but there is some,
Yeah.
and
They
there's
just need to
enough.
slip it in
that-
while do the other stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I would say, season 3 is an update that didn't necessarily fix anything. I don't think. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that because that was them. That a big part, not a big part, but a point of season 3, as in from patch notes perspective, was the changes made to the rival content. So it is something that happens. It's not like this hasn't gone unaddressed, but they need to find time to address it before season 4, frankly. And they have the opportunity to do that. If I were them, I would be using things like holiday events to do that. You know, especially when you have something like an anniversary event, which, well, this time it had a DLC, but it also brought the feature, the promotion rewards. They should do more stuff like that when like something comes up that makes sense, and you can make those events for them, or like mini updates. People call them mini updates already, which they're not. But they could be.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
My favourite way to play Industrial Sabotage is going on Hazard 1 with Hyper-Propellant and doing a lot of damage. Well, you would, wouldn't you? Was that one shot 1/3 the Caretaker? I wonder. Oh my god! Oh.
Make every bullet count. We are free from the oppressor. Can do this in my sleep at this point.
Hey, Tom. Thank you.
Exactly what I expected.
Very predictable man, as long as you predict the worst of him. Which is easy to do.
Well, it's always going to be the worst because he is the worst. You're the worst.
It's not a very nice thing to say.
You're the worst.
Oh.
Got him. Well, Revan, they could want to. I wouldn't outright say they don't want to. They're definitely not focusing on it right now, and I don't know whether they should. I don't know how much an effect it's going to have if they don't do anything about it. Actually, I think it will get bad if they don't do anything, to be honest. Like, would it be so wrong for them to just make a snap decision to remove it from assignments for now? Is that not a good idea? I feel like it is.
There's quite a few issues with everything.
We know why they don't. We know why they want it in assignments because they want people to play it, and that's very fair. Which is why it's probably it's probably quite a complicated issue for them. I can kind of see why they wouldn't want to just slap a simple band-aid on it, considering they felt like they put a lot into their not solution. It wasn't a solution at the time. It was just the re-implementation of the rival content, and I can see why they wouldn't want to change that unless they had another better idea. They probably don't want to slap simple band-aids on it that sort of stop people from playing it again. You know? That goes against what they did. I don't know. This is why I think the simple idea, not removing it from assignments, but the simple idea of adding mutators and see how it goes is definitely something. Come on.
I think, you know, just have it be, you know, if there's two, have one never have it, but one can, really. If they're really that afraid, at the very least they could do that. And maybe
just
they
put
could have
anomalies
so.
on it.
Yeah.
Some people might want to play it. Actually, hold on. Sorry, I might be wrong about that. I feel like I have seen double XP ones. In Gold Rush. I think there are actually normal. God, I'm confused.
I'm taking some of the ammo.
I don't think there are any questions about it either, like the anniversary stream.
Accurate.
That might help. Let's talk about it.
Shredders, don't get him in your beard.
Ship. Ship. One of the best options is indeed remove it from assignments until they fix it. Also, band-aid fixes are something you want to avoid in video games because that leads to spaghetti code. Yeah, that's what I mean though, because that is a band-aid fix, and that's why I don't think they want to do it. Remove it from assignments again.
The hacking pod has landed. Hook it up to the power station so the hacking can begin.
Heading to the mule.
But does it really like go against their intentions for it? Because it definitely doesn't go against their original intention, given that it started not in assignment. They want it to be now.
Well,
though.
they
want it to be now, though. But
knowing...
why do they want it to be now? Right? Are they really going to be that? Are they going to be that strict on it now? Something that was added to assignments that wasn't before. But they're like, why would they put their foot down on something that they changed?
Yeah, they added it knowing that it wouldn't fit in the normal game, right? That's why they made so many changes it when they were trying to do it. Yeah.
Now I guess now they really want it to be, probably more than any other mission type. Probably,
Yeah.
possibly, I should say.
Get these lasers up and running.
Yeah, my hands, but it just ain't. It's just, and it probably never will be.
It's not even really the mission layout, is it?
Mission bad.
Huh?
The layout isn't inherently bad. It's just how it's always the exact
Getting
same.
too old for this. Get the lasers online so we can crack the trigger like
And people still don't really like. It's not actually that people hate the rivals outright or inherently the problem. They just would rather be fighting bugs.
Yeah.
It's on.
I think that stays the same even for everyone who doesn't mind the rivals.
Nanite bomb dispenser for you, team.
You know?
If those things can't penetrate it, nothing will.
No. Moving from assignments is not a band-aid fix, since that does not actually change the mission itself. I guess it depends on what is if a band-aid fix of like a dictionary definition, because That's not necessarily what I'm thinking about.
Good job, team. Core and fuse are ready.
And that's also not necessarily the problem of that idea. I think the problem with that idea is that they really want to keep it in assignments, and that it would just go against everything they tried to do if they just, on a whim, decided to remove it from assignments again. I really don't think they want to do that. I think they would see it as like a cheap move. Well, no, I think I don't know the definitions, but sort of the way, that's just the way I'm finding it in my head. Yes. Bodkin points could be so much better than this. Bodkin points could be amazing. Although, the way that I'm thinking of being amazing is quite... not, I don't know if it probably would be complicated to make.
Down the hatch. Lloyd.
Where it doesn't just hit 3 targets, it just uses up all its damage by hitting as much as it needs to do that, which means it will kill like 50 swarmers with one shot.
I need a damn minecart on legs. Where is it? You're a good mule, Molly. Lloyd is up. We gotta hook up the hacking bot to the...
Connection established. Time to activate the hacking drone.
No.
Bosco, mine it. I love this grappling hook. Gotta wait for the red shot. I got the shell back.
Yeah. More glory.
Inventory is full.
Lol.
Never been better.
I'm just thinking what's more likely.
L plus for what?
I achieve glory or I achieve death.
What is glory?
Because, I don't know, but everyone
I don't
has
know,
a
man.
100% chance of reaching death.
Unless you are frozen. Like Fry. Like,
Come here.
how did he get left in there for how long was it?
1,000 years.
How did that even... How... Is it supposed to be done? So it can be, right? But I feel like it could have been easy to write a scenario that wasn't as dumb. It's not like it doesn't need to be smart.
What's your issue with it?
It doesn't... I don't know how he could get left in there for 1,000.
I'm activating Haxie.
Why
No
not?
one... Did people notice that he was in there?
There was lots of people that were frozen.
Oh yeah, there was... Well, wasn't there?
So it was a business. So it wasn't weird that there was someone frozen in there. They just didn't notice that hey, there shouldn't be people in here. I mean the Frog's dog literally was like in front of the frozen thing, like scratching at it, howling at it.
Whoa!
Fry's parents pulled him away and like, what
Holy
the hell is he
shit!
doing?
I've got
Go
infinite
fight
ammo.
Fry.
Wait, no, I don't. Yeah, I haven't seen. Maybe that's part of why I haven't watched Big Drama in a while. I don't want to watch the dog episode.
It's not that great.
No, it's not because it's not good.
It's kind of dumb.
Annoying.
Interrupted. Get whatever is attacking
Yeah.
the drone off it.
Recharging. We're not gonna hack that power station without the hacker mark.
The hacking drone is at it again.
The problem with fixing industrial sabotage is distance between the players and devs. Obviously, the players don't want to play industrial sabotage, but the devs don't want their work going to waste. Well, that's why they need to. The thing is, that's why they need to do something with it. But there is a very strong argument that it might be unfixable.
Now, damn it.
I don't think it's ever gonna be seamless, but I don't think it without like it just means that they just need to work on it a lot harder than they are. And that
Is
they're
it
doing
worth
like passing
really
small changes.
Is it worth
But
really working hard on it?
Keep the hacking drone secure.
Depends. As mentioned, though, it's like as it stands, it's definitely one of the worst features in the game, right? Everyone unanimously
Yes.
doesn't like it, and it's addition in the game. And you can leave it as it is, sure. But then, what if something else comes along which is terrible? And then you leave that, and then something else comes along that is terrible, and then you leave it at that. And in the end, you'll have like 15 things that everyone hates, all there, and what the fuck do you do
Well,
then?
do people
right?
hate the phage outbreak?
I don't think they hate it.
No one really dislikes rival presence either. That's lucky. I hope they ignore rival presence. If I see any changes made to rival presence, I'm going to get mad because that's just pointless. Because I mean, there wasn't any, to be fair. If there was going to be any, it would have been out the gate in season 3. But Live Phage Outbreak. I think the thing is, I think there should be changes made to Live Phage Outbreak, even though I guess they're probably not as essential for most people. But I think there are changes that should be made to it. There's also the fact that they're working on well, we know they're working next season, so they don't have the manpower to fix it. Well, they might not, and they probably don't, but we can't say for certain.
They have the manpower, just whether or not they're willing to spend it, right? Like,
Well, yeah, that's what that is what that means, though.
Yeah, well, it
They have
comes
the
down
manpower.
to them in that, like, would we rather, work on, or like, I don't know, like, get this out a little bit quicker, or work on a little bit more of it, or we can, solve this issue that the community is having with the game. It's up to them, and their decision is, it is going to be what it is. And the longer they wait,
one of the better ways for it to happen.
Apparently, going to make it worse.
No,
But it just leaves them open for more bad things to occur, and then in the end they're going to be left with too many things and not enough options. That would be when they'd need to step in and do a fix the game.
well, I guess they're lucky that
They're not got enough issues to do that at this point.
well, exactly that, and it's not like things are coming particularly quickly. And as it stands, the only issues that it's going to come up with is industrial sabotage and potentially the Phage Outbreak. Because I don't think escort duty is going to change. I don't see that changing, unless it does, in which case, why not? But it's not as prevalent on the community's minds at all. That might be because people have moved on, and there's a chance that's what Ghost Ship is hoping for, but you would need to at least be treating it 100% as a normal mission type before people move on. Because there's still going to be things that people can objectively call out about it. At least it's escort duty, even if there are problems with the mission, they don't treat it differently. Still, because industrial sabotage, they still treat it differently. There's no getting around that.
Yeah.
So they need to go all the way with that, and that's it's not great in my opinion, but it might be the best way for them if they do just go all the way with treating it like a normal mission type, and then eventually people might move on. I guess the only problem is that having multiple mission types that people don't want to play most of the time is not great.
Hello.
Hi, Tom. Say, go
What are your
on,
thoughts
say your
on
piece.
Industrial Sabotage,
Go on, give us
Tom?
your verbal essay.
Industrial sabotage.
How many have you
Yeah.
played?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm double digits now.
Oh my god, it's in double digits. For a mission type added,
Just
1.5 years
sabotage.
ago.
That's one with the big upside down pyramid, right?
Yeah. Right, that's right.
I don't know. Bit of an expert at the game.
Okay.
I know the industrial. So there's like things that you go and do, and you throw some little balls around, and then the balls connect with green lasers, and then you do 2 of them, and then you
Roger that.
go and do the big upside down pyramid, and he's got bits on the side of his corners, and then blow up the bits in the corners, and
Got
the
bits
arms
on the side of
stab
his
you.
corners.
And then you, after you've done that, you shoot his eye out, and then you win.
Well, that's definitely how it goes.
Hacking pod has arrived. Establish a transmission tether from
You know.
So yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Do you like it?
It's alright. It's I think the issue
Almost
with
gaming.
that mission in the same is the same issue with escort duty
Oh,
being the pace of
daring
the
today,
mission
aren't we?
is decided by the mission itself, not by you.
Well, there you go.
You're basically just doing one thing, and it's pretty boring because of that. And you can't like speedrun it at all because it's only going to go as quick as it'll go. And they take forever. Take way too long. Way too long. And that makes it very boring. And that's fine because occasionally they're alright to do, even though they're not. But the industrial sabotage becomes escort duty. That they shouldn't make it necessary to do. You have to do them. They shouldn't be in your missions. I want to promote, and then I've got to do a escort or industrial sabotage. Don't want it. That's stupid. Take out the long, boring ones from necessary bullshit like that.
Down the hatch.
There you go. There you go,
That's
shit.
my
That's
thoughts.
your professional opinion.
From
Thing is,
world's #1 most experienced
wrong.
player.
No, he's not, because he copied everything else.
Right. Yeah, but was he doing that on purpose?
What do you mean? I've been down the party muted. I've been watching fucking Rust videos on
I
YouTube.
didn't say it now, I said it like
Oh,
multiple times.
Multiple times
weeks
before.
ago. Yeah. Whenever we have to play it. But, you know, yeah, obviously, it is just... Yeah, it is just fucking... Yeah, it's because like some missions play with it lightly, and it's never really gone well for them. Right? Like arguably the worst mission objective game mode before they added like the 3 newer one was
Goodbye, space lobster.
Salvage op.
fucking Salvage Operation.
Still, right, I want to point out that's still post-launch. As in, that's post the first lot.
yeah.
Everything,
The
everything
thing
aside
is, for
from that,
Salvage Op though, is everything before the main fighting bit. You can completely control the pace of.
Yeah,
can
the meals are
find them as
fine.
quickly
The
as
meals
you
are
want.
fun.
I actually
Yeah, the
like.
meals are a
I
normal
like.
game.
I like that part, and I like the layout, like the caves of those missions too.
Yeah. That bit's great, but then it's the fact that I mean the other bit though, I'm not that against it because it's a different type of thing, you know. It's basically
Yeah.
like black box, isn't it? Well, because it is black
Well, it
box
is.
basically, but in black box is kind of right. You have to stay in one area, and it's a different because normally when you're playing, you can always just run away from the enemies. But in that one you can't. You need to hold your ground, so it's a different meta. And
But the
adds
thing is,
different-
actually, the thing about the
more
black
interesting
boxes
stuff.
though, because the black boxes aren't that bad though. I mean, obviously when you come across them in deep dives, it's been a while, but black boxes you can still do whenever you want, I suppose. Well, actually, I mean, you can do that whenever you want. Salvage up too, but there's something about black boxes that works slightly better. I think if you could do the uplink anytime you wanted, that might be good. But my point is that the first set of missions did not include Salvage Op, actually. It was Mine Expedition, Egg Hunt, Point Extraction, and Elimination. Wait, is that it?
Yeah, and they're all great because
But it's such a
Yeah, you
rock
just
solid
do 'em as-
foundation.
You can speedrun them if you want. It can take as long as you want. You're in complete control. That's what's good about Deep Rock. Sort of like the it's not like a sort of free roam shit, but it kind of is.
I mean, they don't have.
In a way.
When you look at it, they don't have a great track record missions.
Well, I like Oil.
Well, yeah, that's the one that they got right.
Because it's very different.
If they
But
could break down
it's
what they
really
got right
cool.
about that, we could expect to see a lot of better game modes. Because realistically, yeah, as Harry mentioned, they really aren't like I mean, yeah. Think about that old.
I mean,
right?
technically, they have just tried too hard since. I think it's that simple because all the simpler
Yeah.
ones are in general better.
But even then, they had to go back and radicalize elimination. to
Radicalize.
make it like playable.
But it's basically just allowing you to do whatever the fuck you want. Is really it. When you're more constrained, it's just not as good. That's the main trend.
Because it's not just constrained, right? Like I feel like the game often, like especially in point extraction, right, it pushes you towards doing the objective in a reasonable amount of time. Because you know you'll fucking lose if you take too long on that mission. But it's more that it's fine if it's pushing you to be quicker, but it's when it's tethering you to be slower, which is what the new game modes do.
Because sometimes you feel like there's like a mining mission or whatever. It's a swarm. You can't do anything. You just sort of sit there, you bunker down, you mine or whatever. But then sometimes there's like nothing, and you just run through the cave. You're just running through, just like quickly mining minerals. Because that's how fast you want to go. Sometimes you go slower, sometimes you go faster. But then like fucking, oh my god, Escort, you just slightly only go one speed. That's it,
yeah.
one speed, and you stay that speed, and that's it.
And there is no other options.
There's no speeding up. There's no slowing down.
There is
You go
nothing
that
you can
speed.
do. Nothing you can do can make that mission go any quicker.
Yeah.
And it's quite a lot the same for fucking industrial sabotage. Like it's not as bad as Escort Theory, which is why I do think I find it annoying that people are fine with Escort Theory yet give industrial sabotage so much shit. Because I think Escort Duty is actually, but it actually succumbs to the main issues with the industrial sabotage more than it does.
I think in Escort Duty you could pick your path. Like you had options of like you could pick your path, like a quicker one that's far more dangerous, or then a slower one that's whatever, you know. Like you get given like the amount of fuel that you got, and then you pick what you do with it. Or like you could stay on the thing and repair it, or like just repairing it type shit on it, and that would speed it up if it's not damaged.
I think having
Like
it stop
upgrade it.
repairs is dumb as hell. You should have to repair it while it's on the move while
Yeah,
fighting
that'd be
the
cool.
swarm. And it should be a really
refuel,
it should
sorry,
be a juggler.
refuel.
Yeah. Like they could be like a refueling, like a big laser beam on the thing that you'd sit on and shoot around and mine oil going through the room.
That would be cool, but also no. I do think you having to go off personally and refuel manually and explore the cave like that is kind of needed.
Well,
but I think
that's
it should
why
be
that part should stay.
part
But
of the integral bit and not a pause, which is not even a pause.
Because I think that
It's-
then it could be like zombies on the bus.
yeah, what?
Like zombies where you have to get on the bus, and then the bus stops for a little bit. You get off, you have to do some shit, but the bus is gonna leave soon. You have to get on there.
that
You
could
have
be
to make
cool,
sure you
yeah.
get all your shit on there, and you have to like quickly rush around. to
And
grab
Doretta
everything.
just
And the
stays to
The bus
refuel
starts leaving
automatically.
Doretta starts leaving as you're trying to get on it.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that even like I think either or. But
You've got
yeah,
like a
that,
countdown. You got like you enter the room, a
once
minute,
again-
go quickly.
Once again, that is not tethering you behind, that is pushing you forward. It will feel like a never-ending, relentless push because you cannot take a break, right? And that is
Yeah.
still the case, right? As it currently stands, you can't do whatever you want, even while the things needs refueling, because it still takes damage and it's still vulnerable. You have to stay by it, but also go refuel at the same time. So like,
then God
it-
forbid you get bad generation in that sort of zone.
yeah.
Bad generation of oil, and you have to go all the way up really far away to go get the oil. You finally get there. Oh, now the Doretta's taking damage. You've got to run back down again, protect Doretta. Then you go back up again to get the oil. Go back down again, up and down, up and down. Like, going all over the place. When you've got like tons of
Yeah.
people, it's fine. One person just sits there, or your engineer just put your turrets there.
I genuinely cannot comprehend how you can play that game mode on your own. Like, if you were like a scout, how would you refuel? How would you do that? And how do you defend it?
Scout. Defend it. Well, here's the thing with Scout. Here's the thing with Scout, and it's why I play Scout the way I do. It's because before
had like abilities, like a little boost that would recharge over time.
The Drac and the crossbow, I didn't play Hazard 5 when I as Scout. I just didn't do it, and I can't do it without those things. I need either one of them at least, because one of them will provide like crowd clearing. Even then, that's not all the time.
That's why you play your Scout slightly wrong.
Yes, it is. I know this, by the way. I figured, not, you know, a couple of weeks ago even, I sort of figured this. I realised what was going on. I know I don't play Scout properly because I play solo.
Yeah.
Scout's bad solo.
But
he really is. Unless you're a speedrunner. Unless you're a speedrunner, and I'm not a speedrunner.
And you're not a speedrunner because the way to play Scout efficiently and properly as solo is that you are quicker than the bugs can spawn in, basically. So they never get so overwhelming because you're already out of there.
But now, Tyler, now I can play Scout like the others, but not with every. Only not with many builds. Like a minority of builds. Not a tiny amount, but it's still a massive minority of builds available are the ones that I use, because they're the ones that where you can play like you're a
God, I fucking hate
engineer.
minorities.
Probably not gunner. Engineer without turrets is what you really are as a scout. My scouts, that's what they're like the most. I love an escort as a gunner. All of the oil shale was on the roof. You're stupid. That's easy to work around.
I'm totally loaded.
In the arse.
It is a pain in the arse, I know, but it's like it's very simple though. You just get on a ledge and you just fire the zip line next to the oil shale, and it's like a one, like it's just there's no complicated drilling or platform that needs to happen. I don't know how you're going to do it as a scout. Actually, that sounds more impossible. You get oil shale on the ceiling, and you could mine it. I guess you could go up there, scout quite easily, and mine it, but also a pain in the arse.
It's just that literally every single point of that game mode takes too long.
I'm out of here.
It literally, like,
It's not
getting
no,
around
it's not
the
that it takes too long. It's that it
takes
takes
ages.
an amount of time. It's a set amount of time. so
It's
fuck
just
with them.
waits for Doretta, then you have to refuel, and that takes God knows how long, right? And then you got to do Doretta again. God forbid you have to refuel again, but we'll ignore that one. But then then you got to sit there, and then you got to do another what? How long do you think the armament fights last?
Well, the armament fight's not that long though, is it? Really? But then that is also
Feels it,
another one.
but is it
Honestly,
probably around,
I
like,
think
5 minutes?
No, yeah, probably. But you could get away with the armament though if it was the only bit that was like that.
Nitro's been withdrawn.
I think because the armament's is really not the bad part of that mission type, in my opinion. It's far from the worst, but to me, it shouldn't be the priority. I mean, I think there's things you can do to make the armament better, easier. Thomas.
I think the mission should really go, like just like Doretta is just a non-stop onslaught, but not just enemies, of doing the objective at the same time. You have to refuel and fight enemies at the same time. That balance will be key in making it actually interesting and interact. Like, you don't just sit on Doretta and do nothing, right? Because that's all you need to do. You just need to sit on Doretta, kill the enemies so you don't die, and then you'll get to the point, and then you do stuff. That's dumb. That's dumb as shit, right? That is such terrible gameplay. But if you actually have to refuel while fighting, you are, doing both of those things. You're killing the enemies, but you have to pull out the refuel thing, start, grabbing some shale, putting it back on Doretta, getting a move on, but it's still continued moving.
I think Doretta should have, like, a fixed damage rate. I almost don't think the amount of enemies should change anything. It should just make it harder to remove the source of damage. There's just more source of damage, but it doesn't actually change how quickly she gets damaged. I think that could almost be a fair change. Anyway, Nathaniel, that's dumb. The Omoran's a boss fight, so it's fine being the way it is. What is that? What is that argument? Also, Monty, what you Monty? What do you mean? Because the poll that I did in the chat was, which is worse out of manual guidance cutoff or plasma bursting missile? A hurricane plots. Obviously, plasma bursting missile is winning. Monty seems confused why people think manual guidance cutoff is better. And I know I asked Monty, does that mean you like it? Like, I think it is better because manual guidance cutoff is a pointless, bad clean. But oh my god, Monkey just sent me something. A meme. It's one of those ones. It's like an illustration of like the dad coming into the son's room, like beat him, and it's actually Ghost Ship with industrial sabotage in his hand instead of a belt.
Rock and roll.
Pretty much.
It's industrial sabotage time.
Yeah. Hold on. It was something you said, wasn't it? Right at the start. Can't see it now. You said something about. No, it was to do with the poll. You said something.
No, I was going to say this. I like Tyler's idea of re-rolling missions.
Oh god, do you want to bring that back? Because I was thinking about that.
Re-roll the shitty missions and play Egg Hunt instead.
I thought it made sense for the repeatable assignments only.
I kind of lost my. I don't really like my reroll idea because in the end it still pretty won't just save anything. Like you reroll and then you get the same shit, right? Like,
well, you wouldn't be able to get the same one.
Yeah, but you'll get something else that's just as bad. But I think with the amount of game
that's called RNG.
Game,
that's everything.
Yeah, but like I think but RNG. I think you can just say that I do not want to do this mission, and they just give you like one or two of those, which you can just rule out of your pool. And like there's enough games. Yeah, like you will not get a like if you does with sabotage. Or honestly, if it was only one, I would put escort duty. I would never allow escort duty into my fucking assignments, no matter what it is. Like. And I would probably enjoy the game a lot more.
I think
if I never do an escort
terminal. It was like the Forge terminal because that gives you two choices.
What?
I think it would just be like
two choices instead of just re-rolling from escort to industrial sabotage.
I think promotion assignments are well. We've got a little bit of touching up on them recently, but I think that's where it's at in terms of that's where we can alleviate the problem. I feel like if we change the promotion assignments quite a bit, give people a lot more control over them, it'd almost be like self-set assignments.
The issue is that they don't want that, right? That's the point. They don't want you to always have control over the missions you want to do. They want you to play their whole game in its entirety. Obviously, you'll have your preferences and you'll do that. But then when it comes down to it in the assignments, they want to make you do their whole game, right? That's why they added industrial sabotage to the main pool, because nobody was doing it because nobody had to do it, and therefore nobody wanted to do it, right? They have to in some game modes. And this is all of them, because obviously for us we hate industrial sabotage and like escort duty.
Industrial sabotage.
Shut the fuck up.
Do I have to? Is that the official Barrel Vision stance?
No, but my example is that we have our preferences. Other people, they may hate Egg Hunt, right? They may despise Egg Hunt.
What I'm saying is that out of the two, we both prefer Industrial Sabotage. I know that. You still prefer it.
Either way.
Duty.
Yeah. Either way, it's a matter of like pushing people outside. Can you shut the fuck up, Harry?
I'm
pushing people outside. And
carry on.
Is it voice activated?
Imagine if it was.
Just in the caves, they just as a fucking grabber was gunning for you, you can hear a scream. But it's like either way, no matter what game modes you prefer, the assignments will force you to play the ones you don't like, right? Or don't normally pick, or wouldn't want to pick under normal situations. And while I think that's reasonable, right? You should want to play everything the game has to fit, right? Because obviously they don't encourage mains. They want you to play all of the dwarves, right? Obviously not inherently equally, but they do want you to play all of them. And it's the same with the game modes, and I assume the biomes along those lines. Well, the biomes thing is why some biomes are not available. It's to force you to play other biomes if your favourite one isn't in the rotation. Not that I've thought about that in years, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean,
always...
realistically, I'm fine with all biomes. I don't think you feel the same.
Yeah, but it's more that back then I needed shit tons of JDs, and I couldn't go into Crystalline Caverns, which I just kept doing. Remember that? Where I would just play Crystalline Caverns over and over for like days, just to get JDs.
Yes, we remember that.
Yeah. And yeah, so they mixed it up so you couldn't just do that. Basically, you had to play other biomes. And they do that with, characters by, giving you overclock for other characters, or giving you, having to promote, and so it's better to play a different character. Those kind of mechanics make you play the other one. Assignments is that for game modes. It's so you can play other ones that you don't particularly often choose. But I think there is an issue there in that, unlike all the other ones, you are forced at gunpoint to play that mission, right? Because you can continue to play your character if you get other overclocks, and if you're that clever to 25, you can do whatever the fuck you want with that. You can do it. You can continue. It's not efficient, but you can do what you want, right? You don't even have to promote, right? Biomes, obviously, you can't then play that biome you want to play, but you can play any other biome whatever you want. But literally, they hold you at gunpoint with either your promotion or core hunt or anything like that, and like, you are playing this fucking mission, right? And also,
but that is the point of assignments, isn't it?
Yeah, but as mentioned, biomes, you don't really feel any specific way to most of them, right? They're all kind of nice. Some of them you may prefer, may less prefer.
There are preferences, but I mean, like...
Yeah, but generally,
that's not criticism,
like
by the
shit.
way,
Plus, what?
You know how in Siege where you ban operators?
Yeah.
I think like that.
Yeah,
Because
that's
does
the idea I'm
is
going
it
for,
provides them a statistic on.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what that was really useful for is when there was an operator that was like way too broken, like no one wanted to play against it, which is like unbalanced as hell. Everyone banned it, then they were like, okay, cool, there's a problem with this one. Then they patched it and made it better, and then no one banned it anymore.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is that there is an argument why they wouldn't want to add it in the.
When everyone ban fucking escort duty, they'll go, okay, we got a problem with this one. Let's.
Yeah, not that they need
it.
that for that example. In all fairness, I mean, they know that everyone hates escort duty, but once escort duty is gone, that mechanic could lead to some very interesting things.
Yeah,
in the,
it means they'll always know which is the least liked, and if it's a real sort of mixed bunch, like everyone's picking different stuff, they're like, okay, good, our game is balanced.
Preference. Yeah, but if there is a peak in any sort of area, then boom. And the only issue is that, yeah, they wouldn't want to do that because they want all game modes to be played, right? But the issue is
they're not all played because some are worse.
Yeah, that is a privilege they get when all of them are playable, right? All biomes, I'm fine with playing them because they're playable. All dwarves, I'm fine with playing them because they are playable. All
I mean, is that quite true
playable.
for you? Not quite. Not.
Well, obviously, I have a preference, but I much rather play engineer than play escort duty, right? Like, I am down for play. Both is likely. Engineer makes escort duty.
Is that almost your
bearable.
preferred? I mean, I know drill is on average worse for escort duty. On average, but
driller was so nice. Driller was so nice for escort duty when they had the C4 oil shale. I wouldn't think exploit because it wasn't an exploit. I don't see a universe without an exploit. That was just a gameplay mechanic that they patched out.
Sometimes they don't prioritize fun, and it's weird when they don't. With the weird stuff.
Yeah. And it's
Usually
weird that they
do,
went so hard for that into fucking escort duty. But yeah, the point is that, yeah, there is an argument as to why they wouldn't, but that argument doesn't hold up because those game modes are bad. And I feel like, as much as I would say that the worst is escort duty, I would push this argument onto the community and onto Ghost Ship, pretending it's to get rid of industrial sabotage. Like, yeah, I'll be like, oh, this pack could be really good for industrial sabotage, knowing that everyone will jump on it.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be saying this on.
Oh no, not the 9 to 10 people here. Like,
We got
I-
exposed.
6, actually.
Yeah, and then
Well, more people watch them. I mean, the streams get views, our videos get views. We've got subscribers. They don't stop. Stop
My point
subscribing.
is my-
Stop
my grandmaster. Stop saying that. My grandmaster plan. Like this is constantly. You're always like, please unsubscribe. Do not subscribe. Can you stop saying that, Harry?
Clearly, it's not
but yeah.
having ill effects.
Yeah, but it still doesn't bode well. But yeah, it's the I don't know. Look, I can see why they wouldn't want to do it, but it's kind of tough. You should have made a better game mode. That's kind of the mindset I have going into it.
Yeah.
It's like
Shit.
if you didn't mess it up so bad, you wouldn't have had to have added this, but you did, so now you do.
Yeah, fucko.
I smell bacon.
But yeah, and it really is a statistics thing as well. in that
Statistics?
They would have it there in front of them, like, oh, that game mode.
Oh yeah, they do
sucked ass.
have those statistics.
Well, they have played. I doubt they have least played, right, or most hated.
Oh,
They
well, no. They're not most hated,
And plus-
but no, Tyler. No. The stats that tell them how much those missions have played will show them which one is the least played.
yeah, but that's not even true though, Harry.
Why not?
Because with assignments as they are, people are forced to play those game modes. So Industrial
Fuck.
Sabotage and Escort Duty will still have a solid amount of players playing it, and also those sick fucks that like
But-
those game modes will equal it out.
I don't think they
Um,
will, because people still play a lot of missions optionally, and those people probably
Either
are
way, though,
avoiding
Harry.
them. And even some people are even not doing their assignments because of these missions. Sometimes.
Yeah,
But at the same
me,
time, it
uh,
almost feels like they're trying to make it so the stats don't tell them what they don't want to hear. They don't.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
I
It
wouldn't,
is.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I wouldn't accuse them of that necessarily, but
I don't know. It really is like I prefer one or the other. Either you fix your shitty fucking game mode, Industrial Sabotage and Escort Duty, or you give me a way so that I don't have to play him, because I'm not playing him. You fuck right off if you expect me to play those missions. They are fundamentally worse than everything else you've given me. I'm not abiding
I
by
hear
that.
the comparison basis.
Snipe, yes.
Worse than. I mean, Escort Duty's bad. Well, they're both bad. They're both bad in some ways. Better than a lot of levels in other games. Problem is, I don't really like. I think it was SNIS who was like, "Oh, Ghost have actually done it. They've made a good escort mission, even if it's the best
but once
one.
again, didn't
even
he
if
do
it's the
that
best
video,
one,
like,
it doesn't really
Didn't he
matter.
do that video like
Yeah, that was when
a
it came
week
out.
after it came out? Like,
That was the release week.
even then, we thought, well, we probably didn't have our hands on it then, but like, we
SNIS's
thought it was
review
good for like a
content
month.
doesn't hold much value.
I think we
Like,
always said
we-
that, like,
we
it's
enjoyed it
good
for a
right now,
while.
but this is going to get boring.
I think,
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
well, we
remember
might
us
sort of
saying,
come, but,
yeah,
like,
I remember that.
we at very least enjoyed it for a little while, but then time went on. As it
Clearly
often
very
does.
high effort too.
And-
I want to point that out.
Yeah.
Really. Like, the drill dozer itself and the Hearthstone, we clearly put a lot into that.
Yeah, and obviously, and the same with the
So,
that doesn't-
make people want to play it. I don't want to see.
yeah, it could be.
I don't want it to be removed. I don't want it to be removed. I want their
No.
stuff that they spent time making to be worth playing.
Yeah, but clearly they don't see merit in it.
Like, it could be really cool. Like, as long as they just make it actually vary and like allow you to make variations
Yeah.
yourself to it, like in speed wise and like just everything. Because it's just the exact same every single time. It's just that's
That
just
would
not
be-
fun.
Well, all right. There's an issue with that. In that, I just thought of an idea based on what you just said. Like, say we take the you refuel and you fight enemies at the same time kind of idea, right? But then you would have your choice of how quickly it goes, right? So it would be like speed 1 up to speed like 3, and that would you would then it would be easier to do both if it's slower, right? Like if it's slower, you would have time to kill enemies. And you would have time to refuel, and it's less pressured. But if it's going like max speed, you would have to do both quickly, right? Like enemies would be spawning in quicker, and you need to refuel a lot more often because it'd be going quicker. And the issue with that is that there's already an issue between casual players and speedrunners, and it's the
Well, that's what the
They
length could be. The
join
length could
each
be like
other's-
this speed-wise, and you pick which one you will do. Because then the length changes each mission refresh, doesn't it?
But a lot of missions could do with more variations
Yeah.
for complexity and length. Right, that's been a thing
Yeah,
for a
what
while.
would the
Most
length
of them
be?
don't have
The
many.
length would be. It wouldn't be the length of the cave. It would just be the time it takes.
Length of time.
The pod.
Guess
Pod
he
the
didn't
comrade.
care enough.
Yeah. Or they could actually just add a new thing. It doesn't need to still
no, I
sit
know
with the
this is
same
casual.
stuff.
Securing the data.
Casual too.
They could just add another option where even hazard could affect it. You know, like
I think
fine if you get the least
hazard
amount of
affects-
time.
Hazard affects the enemies and the amount of them that spawns. I think
Once
leave that to hazard and then leave length to the speed, which would then be based like change
Based.
how often you have to refuel. So like has 5 max speed would be very hard, and that kind of thing. And then obviously you do that. I think that would be inherently more engaging, like a lot. And then you make the Omrod fight have a lot more variance. Different types of swarms during the swarm wave,
Yeah.
and like maybe 1 or 2 more.
And then
Omrod,
change every time the like
Omrod
like
based
in the
attack.
omen. But that'd be it. Awesome. That would make the boss fight actually something. Because the
Yeah.
boss fight got really old really quick.
It's and it's also the fact that you can also build yourself for it, right? Like that changed things up as well. Like Harry, you always like keep your turrets around and or pick plasma burster. You can't
I mean-
and or with both. But,
That's one of the most interesting
because
parts
you
of it,
know
though,
the rocks
actually.
are coming, right?
No, yeah, I suppose
Um,
so.
But if you don't know the rocks are there, you can't inherently prepare for it. That will make the boss fight even harder. Or at least more
can you
unpredictable.
not? Can you not? It's pretty simple for me. My standard engineer build from Escort Duty, well, the only difference is that I would probably be using proximity mines, and therefore repellent additive. I'll only throw my proximities down if it says a swarm is coming, and I'll always have my turrets like at 99%, and I'll just finish them when it says like when I see rocks incoming. It wouldn't change that much in that department.
But what if rocks never income?
Well, I
No,
probably,
rocks
I'd probably,
never income.
well, you know, you have a decent amount of ammo. I'd build them by at least the 3rd stage. So I won't be too worried about that.
Either way, that changes the fight, right?
Yeah.
Like that changes how you approach the fight. That will make it slightly more engaging each time. Slightly
Well, we did
different each
discuss they
time.
don't actually need to make anything new for it. They just need to add in like the unique swarms and like mix it, jumping it around as well. That's the bare essentials what they need to do.
I like the swarm Omrand attack format. I like that. That feels like it's slightly formaic enough for you to know what you're kind of going up against. Like
Well,
how
I
to prepare for each
personally
one. But what in them is where it could change.
Which is what does that mean? You need another Omoran based stage?
At least one, yeah.
I agree, because how I would see it,
like,
I actually
mix
think the
those around.
first swarm should be very standard, but I think the 3rd stage should always be a unique swarm, a random unique swarm. And then stages 2 and 4 are random Omoran stages. But the first stage
Yeah.
can just be a normal swarm every time. I think it's actually fine.
And it'd be really cool if you could get 2 of
An
the same
appetizer.
one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you should be able to get 2 of the
See
same
that.
one as well.
Yeah, it's like Rocks Part 2. Like, you better prepare yourself for it, because it's back with a vengeance. And like
Yeah.
all like beamers again, right? You'd have beamers twice, and there'd just be so many beamers around in the area, like the corpses of them. It'd be like a giant wall of Oberon. Stuff like that. That would just be cooler and more interactive and more interesting and more replayable, because that's what it comes down to. Escort Duty is not replayable. It is the exact same.
And the game
like,
like entirely
experience.
hinges on replayability, which is why a lot of decisions made with those mission types doesn't make a lot of sense. Which is why warnings, I would say, warnings are more easy to be valuable. I think, like over time, right? Because especially with the way they've been doing mission types recently, it's hard to make a warning that is like, 'cause it's just a warning. It's just layered on top, which means it's always going to be affected by the mission type or the terrain or the biome.
It adds
It's
a
a
new
pretty,
layer of
it's a
freshness to
pretty
all the game modes.
surefire, right? It's never going to be like a step. Like a warning's never really going to be a bad thing to do in terms of an in-game activity. But mission types, it's easier
You can
to
always
see
avoid
where they
it,
can go
and
wrong
it
with mission
always
types.
adds variation because each warning also is like different with each mission.
Yeah, they're pretty inherently
Whether
valuable.
infestations like worse on a Doretta, for example.
Mission selected and locked in. Time to
A
Well,
lot of things are
they
worse than
probably
the rest
were
as well.
afraid of making
That's
this a phage outbreak of
Like,
mission type.
so many warnings really fuck over the rest of missions, right?
Except
They
low oxygen.
exploders. Yeah, I guess, but so yeah, that's how bad escort duty is. The gameplay doesn't change by low
I
oxygen.
mean, can we point out though? 'Cause, okay, so this is weird, right? But I have to bring it up. You know you can't get haunted caves on escort duty.
Not surprised, but once again, it's another example of them making a game mode that doesn't fit as neatly as it should.
But
Like,
same applies to salvage drop. Can't get haunted caves, and you shouldn't. But that mission type should still be able to exist. I don't give a fuck about haunted caves, right? So where do we draw the line? How? Because that's an example of good flexibility. But the actual, to be honest, the
could be
implementation of
argued
industrial
that-
sabotage isn't flexible in that way.
I think
Salvage
it
drop
could
should be able
argued
to
at that
exist.
point. I think at that point you could argue that it's not those missions not meeting the warning; it's the warning not being fit for most of the missions. Like, I mean, what? So those two, I assume, industrial sabotage, and is that it? Can you get it and everything else?
Yeah.
So it's still missing what, 3 out of the 7? There is 7 now, isn't there?
I mean, Nathaniel, I could interact with chat, but we are talking. And it seems like chat is just conversing among themselves anyway. If I see something that makes that stands on its own, that could spark discussion. I mean, there's a lot of ideas being thrown around about escort duty, but that's what we're doing. Maybe if you only refueled once when Doretta got to the Omeran, I'd suggested that's like that's what the minimum length one should be to me. That should be added in. Where it just goes it just goes straight there.
Isn't the fuel only for moving though?
I guess so.
Because it
Technically, it
runs
does run
out
out
of
of fuel when it gets there.
reaches the thing. Yeah, but it doesn't have to move anymore, so it's whatever.
Well, I guess you wouldn't have to refuel.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
But isn't there supposed to be like 3 lamps? Don't most things normally have like 3 lamps?
Escort duty has multiple complexities, but as it's got more than 2. But it's only ever 1 or 2 refuel.
Exactly.
Refuels. It never actually goes below 2 complexity or length, I'm pretty sure as well. Always at least it's always 2 at minimum.
Do you think?
And then the length dictates how many. If it's 2 length, then it will be 1 refuel. If it's 3 length, then it will be 2. But it could still be 2 complexity with 3 length, but it'll be 2 refuel stages. What?
Do you think you could like do like giga missions
I mean, deep dive.
that are like 5 lengths?
I'd love to see that. I really want to see that. That they could honestly theme a
It's
whole
like-
season around that
It's
easily.
like mine. It's like mine.
1,000 Morkite.
750 Morkite. All that, yeah.
1,000
I mean,
Morkite.
surely
And
it's
that could be a
ridiculous.
warning.
Well, no,
Mega
It-
caves.
no, it couldn't be a warning.
Please.
It could be a warning.
In all
but,
fairness,
yeah, it could be a
An
lithophage
anomaly
outbreak
called
style
mega caves
warning,
would be
couldn't it?
something.
Mega
Guaranteed
caves.
bigger cave size generation.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want them to do. They don't do dumps like that anymore, though. It's got to be bigger than that, you know. They got it. I think they got it all out their system with like when they added double warnings. I feel like they're not just going to dump a bunch of random mutators anymore,
You're behaving like ill-mannered
even though
children.
Anomalies kind of deserves it. But yeah, massive missions. Like, I feel like that's better. That's a good idea.
Because
It'd be very singular. You wouldn't have the in between. You wouldn't have like 8. You wouldn't have like. You'd go straight from 8 eggs to like 20. You wouldn't have like the 16. The Giga mission would be something special. The in between would clutter the missions too much. The map. You'd go straight to the big one, and that would be like a specific anomaly or mutator of some kind.
It would be like
10 more
like
wells.
how it would be like fucking industrial sabotage was. It would be like one of them. It would be like a random mission is gigafied. Just one of them is just like it just turns into like a super length. It's like I don't know, like 5, not probably 5 refueling, but like 4 maybe refueling.
I mean, no, I guess
fucking
the way I think of it, 5 makes more sense. It'll be like it would jump.
Yeah,
it would
you're
jump
thinking
over.
double and more.
Yes. Yes, I am.
But I
So
think that's a bit
what the hell would you
unreasonable.
do to industrial sap? Well, no, I mean, I'm thinking of a way to make an unreasonable number reasonable. Otherwise, it would strike me as just the higher complexity. I feel like it would be pretty uninteresting if they just added ridiculous complexities, but they were no more. There was no elaboration beyond that. I feel
They
like that
already
would
do
just
kind
be
of have like giga
what the
missions
hell is
in a
this?
way, right? I mean, obviously there's elite like deep dives, or whatever, but also like if you get a pot of gold rush, that is just like a giga mission because it takes so much
That's
longer.
the
it's
closest
just
we
so
have
much
to
bigger.
giga missions. Is those 400.
Yeah, like
More
ones
kites.
where you just like get fucking ridiculous shit. Like they already have them to a degree. Yeah, 400 more kite, 3 more length, gold rush.
Why
pot
I
of
just
gold.
respect the
That's
existence
gonna
of.
take you that's gonna take
mission.
a million years to do. But the rewards are insane.
You don't really need to exaggerate there, Tom. It's gonna take you like an hour, right? Like that singular mission is gonna take you as long as a deep dive, right? Like,
Well,
like
okay, so this is the thing actually, because there's a precedent for this in the game already. Because Mine Expedition is the only one with this number of variations, and no other mission type really has the 400 Morkite equivalent. To be honest, you know, like 12 eggs or something would be the equivalent, I guess, or something like that.
Or even then, egg missions
Change
are
the
so much
amount of
quicker 'cause they're
Morkite
all in
wells
sort of like
on
1 or 2
refinery.
rooms, but Morkite you just keep going and going and going and going through the cave.
How much Morkite is that, Morty? Wombo length, yeah, Wombo missions, yeah. But I want to see like refinery's great, but I want to see like different numbers of the Morkite wells. Possibly.
5 or 7 if we
A
want
giant
Seven.
Morkite well.
A giant Morkite well. You drop the pump. You drop the whole refinery on top of it. You have to drop.
Yeah.
You just drop a refinery on it.
I
Yeah.
can't carry anymore. Bum ba bum.
Thing is, that
I just
type
kind
of
of want ones on massive scales, like so it's basically so say like a Doretta mission, but the fucking Doretta is like a giant fucking like ridiculous
Oh.
thing, like a ridiculous drills thing that's just like digging giant.
I mean, I kind of
massive
want.
holes.
I kind of
Well,
want. I
you,
kind of
like,
want downwards directed like escort
You're like
duties.
literally just like sitting on the thing, and that's like there's so many stuff to do on it, like so many options available while you're on that fucking mission.
Yeah, I mean, I as much as I don't think this goes along with like most of the things that I've said would be best for the game. I am very much up for like a raid type game mode, and not that you're raiding them, but like the Biffids are raiding you, and you have to like defend like a sci-fi castle basically.
Like you know that fucking massive
We need to invest in some better
like end boss in Monster Hunter World.
You got to
You're
the
like
end of
Zora,
Monster Hunter
Zora
World.
Magdaros.
I mean,
No,
but
just-
it wasn't even the end. It was like the
It
end.
was the end
part
of the
one, I
first
think.
part. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Oh, he stopped. I
a little bit after.
I didn't want to get into that game. I was bad at it.
Yeah, you didn't even make it through the fucking tutorial. So
I
I'd like to be
did.
Clear. No, you didn't.
Didn't I?
there be
I don't remember.
No,
I don't
you
trust you
didn't.
to remember.
You couldn't. You said it was literally impossible.
Oh yeah.
That
I
was
know, I remember
that.
saying that about something. So-
That was that. That was Monster Hunter World. You said it wasn't possible.
I knew it was Monster Hunter Wild. I don't remember being in the tutorial.
I think it was maybe then you trying to join us, but I think that you could do that.
I used to
'cause you
say
hadn't
that
completed
a
the
lot
tutorial.
though. It can't be done.
Meanwhile, we had done it easily. A couple of minutes
What are you
before.
talking about? If you, Nathaniel, if you mean switched, you can't. The OG's not switched. I don't think they're doing that. Nintendo would need to want that for that to happen. Will he be set on fire? Yes. Oh shit.
much better.
No.
Not rolling so much now, are ya?
How can you do a wombo mission without it being a boring log fest? You do them once a month. That's how.
Is that not like? Is that not deep dives? Clearly, people are more than comfortable doing that.
I'd love to see. Honestly, I'd probably. No, I don't know if I would play them. I would be really interested though, and I would give it a shot if they, for some reason, turned deep dives into one mission. They just packed all of that shit into one cave. Just packed. That'd be hilarious. And bad.
Wally is on the way.
Giga missions need to keep people involved. People just getting 2,000 more kites sounds boring. But the alternative to that is making something like Industrial Sabotage.
Well, bear in mind,
I want literal Giga versions of those mission types that people really love. You know, Industrial Sabotage is bad because it tried to be big for very specific means.
You got to bear in mind that it's not going to be like a deep dive in that you will have events going on in it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And
they'd be
probably
quite
gonna be more.
likely as well.
Yes, very likely. There'd be lots of events. You'd be guaranteed to get like 2 things at least every time. You just have high chances of getting everything. You'd get fucking call-ups and Betsy's and machine events and prospect trains out the ass. Random dreadnought spawns.
Smooth.
One more year, another cargo shuttle loses its cargo in the caves. Unbelievable. Well done, miners. Performance point bonus is active.
Yes, I know it's a boss fight. Oh. Sir?
Raise the pickaxe.
Sir, I need you to calm down.
So this is a Chili's.
Sir, it's chilly.
Yeah, ready.
Can you please step inside? If you're cold, they're cold. Put them inside your foreskin.
You carry a load well, Molly. Yes. Go fetch. I actually think we're gonna make it.
What the hell? Oh no.
Don't let him flank you.
Shit. On me. Extreme deep dive. As a 6. 3 mission objectives. Wow, that actually sounds fun. No, it doesn't. Don't lie to yourself.
Doesn't sound fun because there's nothing to it. You're not going to get any minerals. You're not going to get any events. It's going to be a hollow experience.
I don't want any more deep dives. Not, or at least not as they are.
Mining is hard work. Good thing cool. Lift with your legs.
Maybe mission with a tier 1 every objective. The rest of spawns at the Omeran. One of the power generators is already broken. Oh, good lord. That's a that's an idea.
Oh, I'm out of here.
I'll leave it there though. That's an idea. Nothing more, nothing less. I have an idea.
Over here. need a damn minecart on legs. Where is it?
You know what I want in Deep Rock?
Tank. Oh,
Jason Derulo.
With the fact that we don't have
Jason
tanks is
Derulo.
ridiculous. We have Doretta. We're already part way there. We just
Is
need.
that where you wanted to put a giant laser on?
Hold
the
on. Wait, no.
Does she
Tom's
look like
he's
a
onto
tank?
something. He's onto something because we got Betsy. So we get that, but for Doretta,
Can we get tanks, please?
it would be called Beretta.
Like a
I think
pistol.
that's already taken.
Fucking hell. All right, fine. We'll call it
Beretta these nuts.
We'll call it Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo.
You know who Jason Derulo is, Tyler?
No.
He's a singer.
He's a singer. I thought it was pronounced Singer.
The smell. It lingers.
No.
I needed that.
It's like finger.
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 Finger. Finger. Stinger.
Molly
Bazinga.
carries minerals, and we shoot bugs in mine. Dwarf life in a nutshell.
Buzzing. Tom, did you
Bingo.
finish The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Lights up.
Cool. Don't tell me about it. Not because I don't want to get spoiled. I just don't care. You watching The Mandalorian?
I'm off.
Or do you?
Yeah.
Do you even? I haven't. But don't tell me about it. Not because I don't want to be
Harry,
spoiled.
you're
but-
very bad at starting conversations.
Tin can is surely hungry today.
Harry starts and
No,
finishes
I'm
conversations.
not. I'm actually
Breaking.
excellent. I'm speedrunning them. I'm actually incredibly efficient.
goes to talk to the. Oh, Harry, how was that conversation? Oh, amazing. I had like 5
What? Oh,
conversations done and dusted in about 10 minutes.
yeah, and I can go. See you next year. Right. Come on, punks. Egg Cunt is probably the best max length mission type. Unfortunately for you and me and everyone else, Egg Hunt doesn't have a maximum complexity.
Worst at Method.
It doesn't have a maximum length and complexity.
Or 8, obviously, you pedantic wank.
No, that's the biggest version of it, but it doesn't actually go up to 3 length and 3 complexity.
Yeah, but he's referring to 8 because it's the biggest version of it,
I know.
which is essentially
I
Great.
know. Well, the problem is there's not that many variations of the other types. Like, where does it... You know, salvage op is, like, no different. It's arguably better with 3, because that just means more nitra and gold. But then point extraction, the bigger version is definitely worse. And then the others, it's like, refinery doesn't make a difference to the number of, like, wells. The competition really only exists between Mine Expedition and Egg Hunt. And I think Egg Hunt would used to come out on top. Although I appreciate the existence of the 400 or like ones. That's pretty cool. Well, I suppose you want that makes sense because the length is the thing that dictates the number of objective items.
Damn players could need an upgrade.
Ew, fuck off. Kill that thing. Jason Derulo. Yeah, Ribbon, I know how it works. I know how it works. I'm aware
Donkey, come here.
of the complexities of human life.
Menace eliminated. Down the hatch. Gotta go fast. I need the mule right here, right now. That will teach you. Bunch of slowpokes. Ha!
Ooh. Ooh, don't do that. Don't drop frames, please.
Light it
Unacceptable!
Molly, come here. I die a little inside every time I have to take out a loot bug. Lighting! Hovering! I'm gonna choke! Suck on this, you freak of nature!
Secondary objective completed. Make it home to collect your bonus.
Move your tin ass over here and hurry, please. I'm full. Where's Molly?
I wish I could disable the low oxygen sound. What's wrong with it? What, so you want to be less aware how close to death you are? Seems smart. I would recommend not playing low oxygen.
Help! I called for Molly. Resupply ordered.
Supply pod requisitioned. Launching now. Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Resupply is here.
In the beach now.
£1 fish.
At least we don't have to haul all these minerals around ourselves. Watch and learn.
Combat positions. The swarm is here.
Take off.
Wait a minute.
Flares, not ready yet. Boom, baby.
I don't need my ears being blasted with the sound of a Karen on Tuesday. Also, I don't need a sound to know when I'm about to die. I have a good internal clock. What? The fuck?
Why have you got a clock inside you?
I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking.
Get it out of there. Of course you know when you're gonna die. It's soon. You've got a fucking clock inside you.
What's that? Oh, that's that movie, I think. I can't remember what it's called. But is it? Everyone has like how much time they have left like, on their wrist,
Yeah.
and it was like they would like buy and sell time. I think it was just called Time. I think it was just.
Be gone!
With Justin Timberlake.
Lighting!
Justin Derulo.
So I was thinking. Justin Derulo. And Jason Timberlake.
Where is that?
Our favourite duo.
Need to get my pickaxe sharpened when we get back. Pow!
Timber.
Ah,
Flares are recharging!
we out here.
From A to
Yeah.
Z, skipping B and C.
What? Are we?
No.
No.
Then.
Why not?
Warden down! Now kill the rest of them!
Ah, B.
Oh, I'll be inside right now.
I don't know how it be. We in here? Why is there another fucking warden? Do you want to explode?
The time to stop the break!
Good baby shower's really coming out now.
Sake. It's right.
Baby shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless James has been telling us the wrong time and place this. It's the whole time. Just
It
the
shouldn't
one
really be
time
Sunday,
he's
'cause
told
it's about
us.
Mother's Day.
You know, it's not Sunday.
Oh,
It's
what?
late Saturday, so.
What do you mean it's Mother's Day on Sunday? There's been at least 4 of those this year already, I swear.
Over here!
Shit.
I think your mum's just scamming you.
No.
I think he's mixing it up for Father's Day.
Time to find Molly!
I do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do that, you know.
Yo,
Harry would do that. He's quite a city man.
Not ready. Flares recharging.
a small. I was making a joke that because you know he'd get his Mother's Day and Father's Day mixed up. It's his mum's like his dad.
Make every
Yeah.
count.
Yeah.
Boss
Yeah.
Pretty funny, actually.
It is actually really funny.
Thank you.
I find it funny.
Take it easy!
But it's good that you do.
It is good actually. I find it funny, and it doesn't actually fill me with unquenchable rage. Imagine if it did though.
Depositing.
Imagine if I was a pussy.
What do you mean imagine?
Eat it!
Huh?
Shell back down!
Are you the biggest pussy around? Oh wait, no, you got the biggest pussy around.
Okay.
Shit, sorry.
Kill some more crates.
Very clever.
Really much better now.
Very clever indeed. Your foolish schemes won't get you anywhere, Thomas.
Breaks over, miners. Swarm headed directly for you.
Ah, gobble snarks. Think I dropped me bloody keys in. I got the deposit.
Swarm, they're here.
Wait for flare recharge.
shoot some. Oh my god.
I'll shoot something. I'll shoot my fucking brains out.
I'll shoot my willy into your willy.
What?
Did you just say?
I don't know what did I just say? I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is you often tell lies about what people say,
Do I?
so you can't be trusted.
Do I? Oh no?
Yes,
Why not?
as I said so.
When have I ever lied? No, you don't. True. True though. It's actually true though, that's the thing.
Molly! I'm out of air!
Okay, good. Whoa, whoa! What? Oh my god. I forgot about the oxygen.
Saved by a machine, how humiliating!
Kind of.
See you suckers! Drone, get to work!
Oh my goodness.
Mommy! Hover boots on! I fell!
Lovely.
Gotta wait for the recharge.
Hey yo, hey yo,
Hey,
yo.
oh, let's go.
Stay by my side, Bosco!
All eggs collected. Management will be pleased. Escape pod button is activated.
Lloyd!
What the fuck? Woo! What the fuck?
Drop pods on the way.
Brr, 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 oi.
Hello! Yeah!
What the hell?
What the hell? Oh my god. No.
Drop pod arrived. Mule is returning to LZ. Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
Hey yo.
Hey,
This motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Nah. Nah.
Pusa nyata. Pusa nyata.
Nah. Nah.
What are you doing?
Nah. Nah. Nah.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Being silly. You're being a bit goofy.
Goofy.
Goofy? A goofy movie?
Bit goofy.
What's so goofy about it?
The mule's been successfully retrieved. Make it snappy.
Has anyone actually watched a goofy movie?
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Oh yeah!
Whoa, what's the pulse at 50-50? Have you heard of Hi-Fi Rush? Yes.
Horrific.
Horrific.
It was
Have you
right.
heard of
I really
Hi-Fi
struggled for the
Rush?
first thing, and then I actually got it, and like, I had the timing down. Like, I went from like 30% timing to like 70.
Friday
Um,
in
but
California.
It's
Short.
hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Mission selected. Powering up the drop pod.
And it was annoying, wasn't it? What did dialogue?
Dance,
Right.
monkeys.
Whoa! Is this music copyrighted or not? It was. Hold on, I realised it should be on anyway because of the lobby. So, yeah, I mean, they addressed it. They mentioned it. They did. That's how we know, because they said that the anniversary, like the Space Rig music is copyrighted. Is that really like a good idea? I guess, you know, you do have a streamer mode in your game, so it's like, I guess. I mean, it's not a good idea. Not a good idea, but not like objectively wrong. Today is Friday in California. Oh, shoot! Shoot! I like that. I like that video. Solo mode. I should go. I should play Tree Solo. I don't know why.
Liquid Morkite team, set up pipelines, fill the on-site refinery, and launch the goods into orbit. Nothing could be simpler. Get to work, Rob.
Tom, can you not do that, you fucking idiot? Oh my god.
Pop the looper. Let's get the
That's
big
disturbing.
no
Hello? Oh my god. Thomas, you're banned.
Apologies.
And from what? And from
loaded.
having sex with your mother? I don't think so.
Oh, well, that we'll talk about that later. Alright, it's later. Yes. You're also banned from that.
No.
I killed the looper, and I'm not so proud about it.
No. It's just... Okay, I guess not.
You shouldn't eat
My
bread,
reaction
It will get you
when
killed.
something that I disagreed that I want to not do happen.
Me when
Happens.
I'm with you.
Red sugar.
Me when the shooba-doo da dee da dee da dooba dee dooba dee.
You what?
I'm totally loaded. Come here. That goddamn overheating. It's overheated.
Bum do, bum do, bum do, bum. I've done something to my throat. I don't know what it is,
Damn
but
players could need an upgrade.
I fucked it up. Every morning I wake up with my voice is just gone. Yeah, I'm trying to become like a Mongolian throat singer or something. I don't know. Yeah, on your own, mate.
Get the,
Get the more
Impact zone.
this guy stinks.
Oh, brother!
I had Subway today.
Ugh.
requesting pump
Actually
jack.
pretty good.
Was it? Was it?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
inbound.
Subway is terrifying.
Bad news, team. A swarm of Mecteras have
A swarm of Macteras? Holy fuck! That's a grabber. No, wait. Cage. Holy shit balls.
cover. The Mecteras are here.
You know what's weird?
Much better.
You know what's kind of funny? That they don't... It's the things that refuse to use the F word
Players, we're not ready yet.
that could.
The F word.
Fuck.
Oh. Can't
But
say that, Harry.
they're in that age range of like as a product, and they don't do it like Borderlands or Halo. No, it
There
wouldn't
is a
fit
line
Halo.
drawn
But Borderlands,
in swear word.
Borderlands
and that line
is at
is drawn
18.
just
though.
before fuck.
Borderlands has always been
Like,
like maximum
fuck
age
and
rating.
above is too much for most things.
Yeah, which is stupid by the way.
And like
It's just
shit and
'cause
below.
it's just
is,
because
like,
Americans
reasonable.
have like an issue with swearing.
Yeah, but not anything else that is like much worse. It's the stupidest thing to like be as taboo. It really
Yeah,
is.
well, what Americans think it is, and America is like everyone has to adapt to them because they're like the largest
It's
consumer of
one
all
of
garbage.
the, it might be one of the stupid
Once
things
again,
about them.
Americans are the largest consumers of our content, so shut your mouth.
Still alive. Well done.
Yeah.
Mitch.
Is Mitchell American?
No.
It's just stupid.
No. That
Once again.
the way you said no there didn't convey any emotion that I recognised,
Pump jack inbound.
Good.
but it was so filled with something. It just wasn't human.
Maybe you're not human.
I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Pretty
I
sure.
think I'm actually European.
You're a penis.
Disgusting.
Like Zooey Mama.
Zooey Moma. I saw someone, but and you know how I guess we probably agree that cyclists are like a disgusting creature, like race of creature. Yeah.
Well, yes. First, there's cyclists, and then there's people who cycle.
Yeah, cyclists specifically.
Yes, cyclists specifically are awful.
Yeah. But I saw someone yesterday. I was driving. Oh, actually, I can't drive anymore. Then someone was just cycling on the road with their dog, like on a lead.
I saw that.
Oh, probably a
I
different
was
person.
like, and they were going so slowly.
This fucking dog.
Yeah, but it's still really stupid and wrong. But it's.
I think we're actually doing all right so far.
I mean, for the short
What, are
time,
you gonna
I
try
did
and justify
cycle, I
it?
couldn't bring myself to bring it into the road.
Good.
Like, it's horrible. I am immensely high chance of getting murdered instantly without anyone even knowing. They're also then heavily inconvenienced because I'm on a bicycle. So the fuck am I gonna do? Like in the car, like like I'm going max speed. The car's going its slowest. Like that's the competition right there.
Born ready.
Well, you should a car. You can outpace a car at its slowest on foot.
Got no flares ready.
And that's my max cycling speed.
We really need to provide some better equipment. Stand your ground. Give no quarter.
Yep, so I didn't go on the road, and why I don't cycle,
Because it was a
and why I
skill.
didn't do anything, and why I cry myself to sleep every night.
Well, it's very minimal skill, and then any amount of fitness.
Pipes up.
Of which I do not own anymore. Never really owned any, but Jesus Christ, I didn't know I could afford them anymore.
It's hard to move.
Slam.
I didn't think like the bare minimum of me chasing after William because he did some stupid ass shit would be the thing that like keeps me fit and healthy at the very least in the bare minimum sense. But yeah, no, I know I'll be dying and shit.
Like an old man.
Okay.
Loot bug open.
Elderly. A wizened elder.
Flares up. I ordered a resupply.
Stand back. Supply pod inbound.
Lighting up. Resupply arrived. Go restock.
Oh. No.
Weapon ready. Pipe segment up.
One pipeline completed. Pump jack connected to refinery.
HV on.
Oh, okay. We cool? We cool? We cool.
Hate to wait. Flare charge.
Didn't I say I would use super cool chamber? That was like last day. But I didn't do it.
Swarm on a direct
Couldn't.
intercept course. Get ready.
Bob's got a new Lego game. She likes
Lego
those.
game.
It's the DC Villains one. And she was like, "What the hell is Reverse Flash?"
Reverse flash. Yeah.
And it's like it's you know.
Do you
it's
really
what it
know?
is.
You.
No, I mean I know
But
it's,
it's like,
a Flash film.
what do you-
therefore
yeah, it's like-
incredibly shit.
Oh!
Like are like all of his like they're nothing.
Captain
They are
Boomerang.
just like, oh, we are slightly faster than the Flash, and that's like it. That's
Yeah, some of them
kind
are, but
gimmick.
some of them are Captain Boomerang and Gorilla Grodd. And that's when that's the good stuff.
That's when is that going to be in the new one with the kidnapper?
Or a
It was
Superman
kidnapping,
villain.
right?
he did lots of bad things. He did. I hate it.
Entirely got
I'm
away
so
with it,
annoyed.
right?
I'm so annoyed with everything to do with DC at the moment. Like, first of all, him being the piece of shit that he is, and possibly staying on as the Flash. Everything also getting reorganized because Warner Brothers couldn't handle things not doing amazingly well, so they fucked everything up instead of just letting things transpire naturally, and it's made everything worse. But also that the Flash is gonna be the last like movie of that canon, and yet it genuinely looks really good. Bullshit, man.
They're at least gonna do like the Flashpoint story,
Yeah,
right?
it's now become a way of them also they're using that to reset the universe, which is dumb because it means they're not actually starting from square one. It means they're just resetting it in canon of the pre-existing universe, which is not. I thought James Gunn was going down the route of we need to just completely start from scratch, but he's not. So I already think it's kind of not. They haven't done exactly what they should have done, which is start from scratch 100% because there was no way to salvage it. But it's only because I do want to keep certain things. Like I think Shazam might be saying a lot of, the Suicide Squad are from James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Who would have thought?
Oh. Speaking of better movie news, apparently John Wick 4 is a masterpiece. Apparently, I keep hearing. What?
I do not care about John Wick.
Right.
I have no interest. It all seems to be boring as shit.
You know something's good when Tyler thinks it's boring.
Morbius was boring, and
Yeah? Yeah?
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah?
You're saying those movies are good, eh? Is that your start?
Absolutely. Because I stand by my principles.
So do I.
Especially when I'm wrong.
Oh, you're wrong.
I feel like Thor: Love and Thunder aren't boring. But
Yeah, it is.
how did they manage that then?
There's nothing.
Nothing.
At no
But there are
point in time
definitely
is like
things.
anything interesting occurring.
But there are definitely things occurring.
Yeah, but it's not interesting. You don't care about anyone or anything going on. No one has any real presence or character that you have any interest in. That you're interested in.
Sick. I mean, that's how you want to do it, really. That's ideal. It's not.
Plus, they ruined Korg.
Ruined Korg?
Yeah,
In what sense?
like, entirely. Yeah, and I don't like Korg anymore.
You mean?
This should work.
Well, that's entire. I mean,
Better than flying.
say what you want about whose fault that was. Anything to do with Korg is entirely Taika Waititi.
Yeah, it's like I don't particularly like Wachowski anymore. An arrogant prick.
I am very certain that it's all gone to his head.
It's true, he likes One Piece, but yeah, neither here nor there.
And apparently he's still getting to make a Star Wars movie. That's like gonna be the next Star Wars movie.
God damn it.
Well, I'm
there's a
pretty
And
sure.
that's the thing. They just like I don't know. Yeah, he just
It's almost
really
like
feels like he just
kind
got
of
lucky
became.
twice.
No, I think he is better than Thor: Love and Thunder because of like things like Jojo Rabbit. And I think he did before
Jojo-
Marvel as well.
Come here, you flying tent.
It's all like non-blockbuster stuff. I think he can still do it, but I think he's become a hack over like in a short amount of time, and he just maybe he might not be a good director anymore. Or he might never do something. He probably still is, but he might not. Yeah, I think that's definitely it. Well, that's definitely it. I remember a quote from him I got a quote about Fall Love and Thunder where it was like we just asked like a 6-year-old what we should put in a movie and we just did all of it. It's like that doesn't sound good.
Plus, he then went
That doesn't
to like
sound good. That would
publicly
never be
shit
good.
on the CGI.
Yeah, that
on it
sucked.
as-
That really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Actually, that's just that whole thing's a bit messed up.
Because the
really.
issue is that like you could blame the Marvel pipeline for like it speeding it and all that, but then he went out and just acted like a prick, and it was like, oh, so you're also at fault with TT. Good job there. Like people would have been more than happy to blame like Disney and Marvel, but he went and put a target on his head, making him like an arrogant prick that it's the thing that he had a hand in causing so much pain about, right? like he's the director or whatever, right? He could have been like, don't do that to people and or my movie, right? Like, but he didn't, because let's be honest, he didn't give a shit. And to be honest,
It's kind of weird that he
surprised.
wanted to make it, to be honest.
Yeah, he didn't feel like the type that would have wanted to come back to Thor.
It's
Plus,
like
Thor wasn't exactly the
Thor
character
got-
that should have come back to Waititi. Like, it was a mistake.
I actually, yeah, I saw this. I actually think, because the thing is, I think there should be a fifth one from like a different director, possibly even the guy who did the first one. It seems only fair, unless he gets a really fucking good ending and just dicks. It have to be Secret Wars. But even then, if he does, it's not going to be the best ending before. I know what that is, and that's not going to happen if he dies soon. Unless they bring him back later on. But at the same time,
Is
they're
this
probably
the
not
thing,
going to. Well,
right?
they're probably not going to do Black Winter, are they? Like ever? Because that means they'll probably. That's like the last thing you can do, really. And I don't think it's going to end.
Let's just
Unfortunately.
bring it into a different universe or something.
How do you end something?
You,
It's not going to end. It's just going to.
No.
It's not. The only way for it to end is for it to die, isn't it? Really.
It's already dying, but it also
Well, it's
is
definitely dying.
painful.
But it is dying, but I don't think it's going to die either.
Yeah, I don't think
it's not gonna go all the
at no
way
point in time are
on the
they going
dying
to
train.
release. Are they going to release a Marvel movie and they get like no money, right? That's just not going to happen. It is just they are always going to
Well,
make back
Ant-Man
everything
3
they
had like
put
a
into it.
massive drop off in the second week, like the worst ever. One of them films.
Yeah,
So that's a pretty bad sign. Hype was still there from the start,
pretty good
but it's the
sign,
quickest it's died off.
but yeah, because people had faith in that. Ant-Man as a pretty like not iconic IP anymore, but like he was a
It was at the top of
He
its
was
game,
along with
really, after
Spider-Man's-
Endgame.
and all that, right? Like, yeah, like, but also he
It
was
should have been the best
one
Ant-Man
going
movie.
into the
Easily.
Act 5,
Mhm.
but
So, yeah,
Yeah.
first Phase 5 movie as well.
yeah,
God damn.
and it shows that the phases are completely made up. They don't mean anything.
Well, in this case,
think.
it definitely doesn't. Like, Phase 4 to 5 doesn't mean shit. Like, Phase 4, yeah. It's like one just massive hog phase. That's what it is. Phase 1 to 3, yeah, you can break
all
down.
the phases.
Well,
to,
you can break down the Infinity Saga.
Avengers.
They just shouldn't have like tried to split this up into phases. They didn't, I guess, but they shouldn't have labelled them either. But the Infinity Saga you can easily break down. It changes on each Avengers movie. Very simple. But you don't get that here. I mean, to be fair, they're doing that with Phase 5, as in Phase 5 will end with the Thunderbolts, which is an Avengers movie, but not with like the Avengers, with other people.
Thing is, does anyone care about any of the characters that are going to be in Thunderbolts?
Uh,
The new
but-
Black Widow,
Winter
the,
Soldier is in Thunderbolts.
racist Captain America.
Yeah.
Well, not racist, you know.
Yeah, he's not racist, but that's actually a bit of a weird thing to say because he definitely wasn't racist. Yeah, that's just completely out
That is,
of nowhere.
he brutally murdered the terrorist.
Yeah, a
That's
terrorist.
more than one.
Yeah, after they killed his black best friend.
That is true.
He's definitely
I
not.
forgot
Racism was
yeah,
never a
him,
thing about
'cause
him.
He was never a character.
That's true. That is also very true.
Well, no,
But yeah,
no, racism was always a thing, apparently, right? That was like a whole thing, like, you know.
yeah, but not
like,
from him. That was a theme.
No.
But it wasn't actually to do with US Agent.
Have to wait for Flair reach
The racist.
Yeah,
part.
or the other side. So where
No,
did
it
the
was
racism
actually
come
just.
from?
It was just. I don't know. It was just like because him just assuming that people wouldn't like a black Captain America, which some people don't in the real world.
Well, that,
They don't
yeah,
accept
well, that
him as
was it,
Captain
right?
America.
that whole thing was just them telling the audience to suck it up. Right?
Yeah,
that was all that was.
If that is, I think that is true, and if it is, it's not wise. It's not. They're right in that people should suck it up. That was impressive.
I just love building stuff.
Anyway, but as far as I know, they are slowing down though. Yeah, I might have told you this. I think Kevin Feige's really fucking relieved as well that they've been allowed to slow down. I think it's only because things have been performing worse as well.
The issue is
Because it's so obvious.
Irreparable damage has been done.
Probably, most likely. Very, very, very likely.
Because nobody's gonna be watching like any of the movies from Phase 4, really. Like,
Well,
no one's gonna
retroactively,
like,
you mean?
yeah, no one's gonna go back and watch them.
No one's
And
gonna be
yet, I
going. No one's
imagine
gonna
a
be
lot
going
of them
back
will be born.
to Eternals or Thor: Love and Thunder.
It's
Everything
kind
else
of
could get
amusing
attention.
since Eternals and Thor: Love and Thunder, well, I mean, less so. Eternals and Shang-Chi are like the most reasonable movies. Obviously, Eternals was terrible, but they were at least movies of their own merit.
I think Shang-Chi
Eternals just
was.
didn't have any.
I think
but
Shang-Chi
they
was
didn't rely
easily
on
the
other
best when you think about it, because it is good. It is
I
at least.
enjoyed
It is at
Shang-Chi.
least pretty
At the
decent.
very least.
Oh yeah, it is pretty decent, or even potentially you could call it good. I probably would. I haven't watched it since, but it's also it's good and it stands on its own, and that immediately makes it the best in that phase. You know, Spider-Man Far From Home was like a big event, and it really was actually. That was huge, but it wasn't a good
I don't
movie.
even count it.
You don't have to. You don't really have to count it. It's not
Yeah,
even
'cause clearly
mainly. It's not even primarily Marvel Studios anyway.
Most of
Sony
its
still have a
labels
big
didn't
hand
come
in
from
that.
anything the Marvel did. It was all like, you know, the old Spider-Man movies that, let's be realistic, they were hit and misses. They just got the nostalgia pass. Right? Like,
Well,
like, just flicked it
yeah.
through.
What do you mean by that though?
More bugs coming your way.
Well, right. Well, the first two of Raimi's are pretty highly regarded.
They
but
are
the third
good,
one is obviously
yes.
not as much.
Yeah, it's not good.
But then no one's really liked the garbage ones. And like, I don't think they're the worst, as bad as people think they are, but they're also not as good as
Well, most
hope
people
they were,
don't think the first one is actually bad.
as far as I'm aware.
Refinery like honey.
Most people don't think the first one is bad, but they don't think it's good. And the second one was
Yeah,
bad.
exactly.
And he was kind of done dirty, isn't he? If they were good in every other way, he would have been probably the best Spider-Man.
The extraction has stopped.
If they were actually
Yeah.
good. Poor fellow. But anyway, I think it's just so hilariously obvious that Disney Plus is what caused all of this. It's so plain. The shows have easily been the biggest, like, they just haven't, none of them were ever near the quality of any of the better movies at any point, except maybe Loki and Moon
they
Knight.
carried the exact same like required watch time and like effort to watch. You know what I mean? So
And there
like,
were so
it was,
many.
like-
There were so many more as well. It was so
Yeah.
obviously just for Disney Plus to have things on it. It's so plainly that, and they didn't, and Disney didn't care.
And it kind of worked.
Yeah, obviously it worked, but not in the MCU's favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is you could have broken down most of the shows into movies.
Oh, yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest,
easily. Well, you know, Armored
two
Wars
Loki
has
movies would have been really
changed,
cool.
I don't think they could have done a Loki movie though, considering he was like a main character in like every Thor movie up to that point. It would have felt a bit strange to give him his own movie. And I think Loki was
Not really.
Also, the way it was
would've been
done,
cool
the way it
going
was
into
done
the
would have
new-
betrayed certain expectations people had of the Marvel movies. That's the only thing that the Disney Plus shows had on their side, that they could break the formula. And the setting was mainly that for Loki. Like the setting of the TVA was quite like you wouldn't get something that abstract in the movies. Even though you should be able to.
Yeah, but the issue is that you couldn't really do both. So you would have had to tell that story. You would have had to made it into a movie, or you make it into a show, right? And if you think the shows are wrong, then that means they would have had to have made it into a movie. And if you don't think that was possible, then that storytelling device wasn't possible.
Oh.
Or which is it? Were the shows a mistake, or were they the only way that you could accurately convey the
No,
story?
no.
of Loki?
Overall, the shows were.
What? Dude?
Huh?
The extraction has stopped. Must be due to jammed pipeline.
Yay, Mandalorian episode! Yay!
Fucking
Oh, that sounds
schmuck. I do kind of want to
Yay.
watch it now, actually. No. I didn't finish Andor. Yeah. I've watched
Yay.
Doctor Who. I mean, to be fair, it's been a while since they had a Disney Plus show.
Let's just lead back to the space rig.
And the next one is still a while away. But that's actually, I'm going to watch that. That's Secret Invasion. I'm going to watch it as it comes out. Cool.
The extraction of liquid morkite is running again. Keep up the good work. We'll be done in no time.
Because it's like all like pre-existing characters, like, especially from early on as well.
Squeeze those
And they're
wheels
characters I
dry.
like.
We got company, and it's a nice one.
Done and sweet.
And then
Feature maker crazy.
Armor Wars. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I will be there no matter what.
I'm off.
Liquid morkite quota met. Hit the return button on the refinery to send the goods to orbit.
Yay, Mandalorian! Yay!
Well, I think it's Sentry actually. I remember this. Fucking in Thunderbolts, the villain's supposed to be Sentry, and I wouldn't assume you know who Sentry is.
Isn't he like Superman?
Yeah, they're. The problem with this is, it's not that the Thunderbolts don't stand a chance.
Wasn't he the one that Hulk fought in World War Hulk, and they fought to
Yeah,
like
I
a
think so.
standstill, and that was how
World War
strong he
Hulk.
was. Like he
Yeah.
was like the only entity that could fight against
Yes.
the
So this is the
strongest
thing.
Hulk.
This is the thing, though. It's not that the Thunderbolts don't stand a chance against the Sentry. It's that because obviously they don't. It's that Sentry is going to be nerfed,
Returning to orbit. We're
obviously, and it's just like, you come on, guys. Can we have an actual OP character, please?
Grabbing ammo.
Because at least then you might have something interesting.
Gotta go fast.
I guess Captain Marvel. But she's a woman. Oh no.
Well, yeah, they have to be a woman to be OP. That's like a criteria.
Well, they kind of. I guess Scarlet Witch is OP, but not really. She's dead.
Flares up.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
They kind of nerfed them both because Doctor Strange was up there.
Good work. We're pulling you back in.
But yeah, Sentry's gonna have to be nerfed into the fucking ground. And I think Adam Warlock probably is as well. But it seems Stephen Yeun, who voices Invincible, been cast in Thunderbolts, and it seems as though he might be Sentry, which would be pretty funny.
Oh. There's season 2's coming out of that soon, isn't it?
Not soon. I think it's this year, actually. To be fair. Did you see the
They're not there.
announcement trailer where it was like?
Yeah, it was him and fella in a
No, but
cafe.
do you know how about who it was animated by?
Rogan, right? Oh no,
That thing.
is it like a porn?
Yeah,
animator or some shit.
yeah. Yeah, that's
I
why
only
it
assume
looks
it
so
would be
good.
worth it.
I saw this,
Yeah.
and that's why it looks so good, because like people are actually really fucking good when it comes to like, well, they're just good at animation, but they also have like a better understanding of certain things, like anatomy, obviously. Actually, kind of interesting. Pardon me. Wait a minute, I'm doing elimination. Who am I gonna be? Oh, I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I wake up. When I wake up. Taser bolts. I finally have an actual build that just goes straight in for special for taser bolts. I mean, specialist taser bolts, and that's for single target damage. It's actually really nice. Because it does produce, when you connect 2 taser bolts and you have them for the maximum duration, that does produce more damage than a high propellant shot.
Or on the same target.
Yeah. And you can potentially have it hit multiple targets. If you tether 2 Praetorians together, it will do all that damage to both of them if they stay next to each other.
Scanners have picked up a glyphid dreadnought raccoon cluster.
So, can it get hit by the same line more than once, or what?
I don't know about that. I'm still a bit fuzzy on that. I think so though. I think so. So you can actually just stack up as many as you want and it will do a lot of damage, but it's quite wasteful. You only need 2 to take down a Praetorian. 2 taser bolts. And 2 does a lot more than one, like it's more than double 1 whole point. You get the electric fence effect and the damage over time of both of them, I think, or both taser bolts, or it might just be the one. Either way, it's a lot of damage. I did the calculations, it's a lot. So there was something, I mean, I don't think anyone's actually in watching at the moment. I won't get back to that. Someone said something about that was wrong. I think it was about mini shells. How it was the same with ammo and same total damage with ammo and pellets, but not. I think it's pellets. At least that's what Carl says. We need to trust Carl more than anything else. Reliable source of information. Carl.gg. Haven't done a stream where I use build from it in a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Your tin ass over here and hurry, please. This is a friggin' hellhole.
Yeah, we mentioned like what series have we stopped doing, but there's quite a lot of.
What,
especially
that we
stream-
stopped? Oh, the
Yeah.
stream stuff. That's because it just
I went through the playlist.
it was just annoying to do different things, like deliberate things,
Do it yourself.
like the mystery box.
Yeah, but then
Obviously, pain trains.
yeah, well, it's just
very good reason why we discontinued that. I could do it. Might bring it back. So. What actual videos though?
How to Deep Rock.
That
I think
were
you only did
oh
one.
god, well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Oh well.
Players recharging.
I don't think anyone was clamoring for that. So it was a
But it's-
stream,
there's a lot
right?
of- Yeah, you did.
I
it
could do that as
stream,
a. Yeah, that's because I didn't. For some reason, I couldn't figure out how to make the gameplay recording look good. I decided to do it for stream, which is just worse for something like that. It wasn't a good idea. But I haven't been bothered to bring it back because I don't know when I would do it. I'm not going to do more in terms of frequency a week.
Yeah. And other ones.
Such as
I don't know. I've forgotten most of them.
I think
that's
we've been
why we
through
don't
them
do
all.
them anymore.
My boots! My poor boots!
But yeah, there's a lot of stream ones.
Join the cream team today. Yesterday, for a little while, I couldn't get onto the Reddit, which is not a bad thing. But I had a feeling like I might have been somehow gotten banned. Obviously, that wasn't true.
Wow!
I had a DRG dream last night. Thanks. I hate dreams. Dreaming a lot of them. I don't like it. Oh, what? Oh, what? Hello? Yeah, I can't. I do want to finish this mission. Or get this mission done. I just aborted. God, I wish I could just convert all my normal bolts to special bolts. You. Got a note. It says we will leave at 4:30.
Two?
What? Me.
We leaving to?
Witherspoons.
Are you my mum and her friends?
My brother works at Witherspoons now. Get an employee discount. Oh no! Do I have to... Oh no, no, not LithFH.
To insert
Please.
sequence initiated. Abort the drop pod.
So actually, you know what? I will use this build. Show it off as well. This will be a build showcase at some point. You know what? Fuck it. It's gonna be the next scout one. What the heck? There's another note. Oh. It's just I meant 4 PM. I guess that means I don't have time. Do this on stream, certainly. We're just gonna have to end this. What a shame. Alright, well, I don't mean to you here at this point, which is kind of odd. I don't know what I did wrong. Did I say something? It's something I said. Anyway, that's it all for today. You little smelly goons. Which I'm talking to Tom and Tyler. I'm not supposed to insult our viewers for some reason.